What's up guys, this is Wenzes. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about what to do when you don't know what you want. So many of us get into these situations where we feel like, well, I'm not satisfied with my life. There's something not right. Something is bothering me. I might even be depressed, but I don't know what to change because I simply don't know what I want. I've been in this situation so often when I was younger and I just completely forgot about it. I forgot how normal it was for me to know something is off, I need to change something, but I don't know where, I don't know how. It kind of seemed far-fetched to me and I couldn't put it into a system. And what I have come to learn is that the main thing you need is a model. So once you learned about MBTI, how did that help you? How did it help you to find out your type? Did it help you? For me, it was like this. I was, unhappy. I had real problems with understanding what I wanted, who I was, and so on and so forth. So I started looking. I started looking at first empaths, then highly sensitive people. I really was on the search to find out what was wrong with me because that's how it felt like at that moment. And the moment I found MBTI, the moment I learned, okay, I'm an INFJ, it kind of made sense. I could work with this model. See, in the end, it's a model. This is not reality. There is no that's objectively that way and there's no other alternative. You know how many systems are out there. But having a model, having a system that you can use as a tool has helped me to figure out, okay, actually, if I use this model and for example, get away from this NITI loop, for example, to stop analyzing everything and trying to understand everything and rather to just express myself from that model point of view, I'm gonna feel better. So that helped me, right? And the same way it is when you don't know what you want. It's just that you don't have a language for it. You don't know what you want in comparison to something else. And so I really thought about it. I have figured out a model that I'm using. And that's actually part of my online course that's coming out in the end of January on February 1st. So if you want to know more about that, you can look into that. I'm going to have links here. So what you need is actually a model that'll help you to figure out what you want and what to do in order to feel better, right? So I have really thought about that and came up with 5 pillars that I use as a model that I want to talk to you about now. If you want to look into this deeper, I'm also having an online course that's coming out at February 1st officially. I'll having a pre-sale, so I'll leave a link below, but that doesn't mean we can't talk about it now and that you can access this right now and use it as a model. Similar to MBTI, this is a model. It has helped me. I use it, not actively like this. I'll do this in the future, but for now, I've also looked into those pillars with my clients. I've seen huge improvements and people just change all around and suddenly know what they want. So the 5 pillars are the following ones. The first one is physical energy management. So knowing whatever you want to achieve in your life, no matter how you want to feel, what you want to accomplish, who do you want to be, you have to be in the best physical state possible. And that does not mean that you have to be an athlete, that you have to be on point, that you have to eat clean all the time. It just means look into this, set goals in this area as well. And stuff like sleeping falls into this, meditation falls into this, nutrition, working out, all of those things help you to get in the best mental and physical shape so you can take on whatever you decide to take on. So that's the first one. The second one is relationship management. So even if you talk to a lot of specialists or experts on even nutrition and exercise and so on, most of them will still tell you the most important thing in order to feel good, to live a fulfilling life, are relationships. So we really have to look into this, and we have to look into this and see, do I have any toxic relationships? Do I tend to attract narcissists, so to say? How a lot of us feel when in the end it has everything to do with how we are not setting boundaries for ourselves and making sure that we don't tolerate a certain kind of behavior. So I was somebody who had narcissists in their life, and even people who had narcissistic tendencies, they brought them out around me because I was looking for that. So as to look actually, okay, what are my current relationships when it comes to that? Do I attract this? Then to look at, do I actually have enough relationships to give me all the support that I wish for, right? So you have, you can have friends that you can share your passions with, somebody that you can really, if you have fears, to tell that to, somebody who keeps you on this road of becoming who you want to be. If all your friends and all your relationships are just based on you making other people feel good, then nobody of your friends is actually there to support you in return. It's not their fault, it's yours or mine, or whoever is in charge of this. We decide what kind of relationships we have. And we have to build our relationships in a way where they're mutual, where we're having positive energy towards each other. So it's not like a wallowing into negative feelings and just like reinforcing all of that brings us down. And thirdly, and most importantly, that helps us to become the person we want to be, right? So although even right now you don't know exactly who you want to be, if you have friends who, for example, are all about, well, I don't want to better myself. I'm I'm barely making it by and I'm very depressed, but I don't want to change anything about it. If you're really contributing to that, if your relationship is built on the fact that you encourage that instead of saying, well, I want to work for something more, I want to feel better, my life is a gift and I want to use it as well as I possibly can, and to show up like this and to actually then either transform your relationships into this, or to realize, well, those relationships are not going to work. Same goes with work relationships. So it's important that you have mentors who want to see you succeed. Otherwise, it's not working. When it comes to intimate relationships, to understand, well, my partner is not supposed to be my solution. Like, I want to have somebody I can share my journey with and who's there at my side, and we support each other and help each other to be that version. But it's not like he or she, that's not the person that's gonna be the solution or the goal for me to be happy, those kind of things. I'll have a video after this on exactly that, why your partner is not a solution. So that's coming out tomorrow, watch that. But that's the whole thing when it comes to relationship management. The next one is wealth management, something I neglected for so long. So I personally always thought, well, caring about money, caring about wealth, that's completely superficial. It does not make you happy. It does not make you like a worthwhile person. Isn't it all about relationship? Isn't it all about experiencing nature? Isn't it all about contributing to a better world? But first off, why does it have to be an either or? Why is it that I can't, Jen Sincero said it so nice, why is it that you can't enjoy a stroll in the park and at the same time care about your wealth? Why does that even come up? Do you ever see me or anybody talk about, oh, I love walking strolls in the park, but I can't do that if I also like pizza? Those things are completely unrelated. They're all part of happiness and getting everything in line, but they're not either or. And that was something I had a problem with. It's kind of like what society teaches us, because I've not been somewhere where people tell me, oh, that's a good thing. That's part of being a spiritual being, to actually care about wealth. Because for me, wealth is energy management, right? It's all about understanding that the more wealth you acquire, the more you can actually help others, the more you can really show up as the best version of you and the one that is most you. It keeps you from, having to work jobs you don't want to work at. It keeps you from hanging out with people you don't want to work at. Wealth can be so many things, one of them being freedom. And all of those things that I'm talking about now, okay, yeah, of course you can buy my course, then there we have it all compromised. And I talk about all of that step by step, so you can put it into your vision board and your yearly plan and do it, really structure it down and to see what are the goals I have to take this week. But even if you don't do that, you can still, look on YouTube. There are a bunch of videos and books you can get on wealth management. There are a bunch of books that will help you to get out of toxic relationships and to get relationships better. Whatever it is, no matter where you are, what kind of opportunities or possibilities you think you have, you can still work on those things, right? Of course, you can always do it better, but there's always a step you can take, right? It doesn't have to be an all or nothing approach. So the fourth one is vocation. So this is still hard for me to talk about because I feel like I'm being a little bit judgmental about it, but I know that's my problem and I'm overcoming it. And I know that's like a block I've had, but I believe that my life wouldn't be where it is today. I wouldn't be as happy as I am today if I didn't have a vocation. If I knew that I'm not building my life on, I'm gonna make money, I'm gonna be able to go on vacations, and I don't know, like I wanna be free. All of those things, that just wasn't enough, and I believe for me it would have never been enough. Vocation is about showing up the way you want to be seen. It's about serving the way you can and the way you can actually contribute to making something like better that's outside of you, bigger than you, but includes you. So I'm not talking about, oh, there's this group over there and I'm gonna help them. We're actually radiating like this energy, and we, by giving out our gift, by like sharing our gift with the world and showing up the way we are, we kind of meet people at the same frequency and the same length, and you know, that kind of, it's like we include people into our world. That's vocation. You know, you can't have all of that if you can't have this flow of giving, receiving, and like, you know, this flow of energy going on where you actually help people, you get something back from that helps you grow, and so on. So vocation is extremely important, and it doesn't have to be on a big scale, right? So I'm not saying, oh, you have to start a business, you have to start a nonprofit or whatever it is. You can show up by whatever is like yours. So if you're, for example, a wonderful baker and you have like these great cakes that people love and they look pretty, that's also vocation, right? To say like, how can I serve people in a way where my art, where how I do that makes their life better, right? And everything I do, I'm gonna do that around that my art is gonna inspire people, is gonna make people happy. I'm also serving them in a way that I'm helping them to have a beautiful moment. There's so many ways how this can be. It doesn't have to be only artistic. It can also be that you help people by doing their accounts, if that is truly what you want and who you are, not because you're doing it because that's like a money thing. Like, I get it. We can't have all of them as one thing. As you said, this is the one thing, and that's how I do my wealth. This is how I have my vocation. This is also how I have great relationships. Like, in the beginning, we can look at those things separately, and with time, you'll see how they will become one big thing, but that doesn't mean that you can't separately do something about each one of them, right? And so the fifth one is, so we had a vocation. The fifth one is priority management, to actually understand what is important, not urgent, what things to prioritize, how to know what kind of goals to set, time frame. There are also great videos on this. So as I said, look into, once my course comes out, I think there's going to be a little bit of an overview that you can see even before you buy it. I'm not sure, still working on that. But even if you're not in a position where you feel like, oh, that's the solution for me, you can still look into this and like figure it out yourself. Like, it's always better than not doing anything about it at all. So this is the model I'm working with. This is the model that has helped me to help so many people. I have all 5 pillars below here explained as well. And this is a model. Just think of it this way. This is a model that you can use that can help you to figure out what you want. If you don't know exactly, by looking into this, right? Saying, okay, relationships. If I have this as a block, as a model, how can I have better relationships? And then to put it in a plan, to say I'm really gonna do every week something that'll help me to have a better relationships in my life. And that way you can figure out what you want. Because if you just look at and you have nothing to hold on to, yeah, it's kind of hard. But when you look at relationships and then you say, well, how I have it in my course, I have friendships, family dynamics, work relationships, intimate relationships, and you look at each of those blocks and you say, well, what do I want in this block? Where do I want to be? How do I want it to play itself out, and what can I proactively do today, this week, this month, this year to get this to a better state? So even if that model is not what for you, look out. There are models. If you don't know what you want, Like, take something that will be a tool that will help you, but you can definitely change your life to the better. Just like remember how you felt once you found out MBTI, how it helped you, because now you can put something into a model and it helped you to figure it out, because otherwise it was just like too blurry. I hope that helped you. Let me know in the comments what kind of models you use, if that is interesting to you, what I just told you about, what things you want to do in order to get to a better state altogether. And yeah, just share, because there's great stuff happening in the comment section. I love it. I love how you help each other and encourage each other. So thank you so much for that. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Like always, my friends, I wish you a great day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.